So I don't like doing this. I don't, it's not something I normally do because I like to find out my own way and so on. If you can help the Exploratory Minds project financially, please donate. And the whole website is a social network. We're trying. There is some news that I said it probably won't happen with video calling via the website, but now it's still a possibility. We keep plugging away. I'm extremely persistent, and SoftLab 24 have requested help with testing a video calling app via a test website rather than us plug in the plugin, plug in the plugin. I don't know how you would say it, of video calling to our site, and then have it crash because it's still in development. So they have their own website set up for testing that, and it would be integrated with everything else. It'd be easy. It wouldn't seem. Sometimes when people's websites do these things, it's like feels like it's going to a separate service or separate website to do something. It would be very integrated, private calling, messaging, so on, as it is on the test as well. There's things like that I want to do. To collaborate. Certainly, video calling is important because that's where the internet's going now. If you communication in visual and audible. Audible information seems to be taken over. Look at podcasts and audio books and things like that, right? So, we need some lenience towards that kind of progress. We can't do it all overnight. And what would speed up progress would be donations, if you can. We have the PayPal, and I'll show. I'll be doing videos anyway where money goes. I do that anyway. This video talking about working on video calling is money's going to that. Every time there's a set of changes that are specific, that are unique to exploratoryminds.com, despite we've got the basics of at the core of the social pages is this open source software. Layers of that on top of that are things that we've changed, and sometimes we've asked SoftLab 24 to test things or change things for us our end, and we're testing things for them their end. Testing free of charge, but actual finalization, there's money involved, right? And so, perhaps once we got the video calling, I'll do a demonstration on how that works as well. There's lots to come in my mind of that I want to put out. But again, it's spread out over time, more so because we don't have the cash flow and time to get that going in a more beneficial way. So it's a fine line. Yeah, I work a day job, but it's part time, and it's not really exactly a fantastic wage. I don't like saying I really don't like begging or anything like that. People can help if they want to. Not forcing anyone, but the PayPal link will be below anyway. I thought perhaps I should do a GoFundMe as well out there to get some money to start off, a head start for this project, because I'm passionate about giving people a platform here that leans away from confirmation bias in its approach. It gives people shout outs of their good work. We curate, basically we look at the blogs that people put out and stick those articles on our main blog. You can blog at the social pages. You can write articles. If we think it's credible, we think it's something that holds some weight and backs itself up here and there, it seems consistent, then it probably would get posted and you get a shout out. Things that don't hold weight, that are very loose and very granulated because each point contradicts each other. It's not really coherent and glued together with each point supporting each other. Those things will be ignored. You can still, it's free to sign up. Some time back, some months ago, I had a one-time fee sign up, but then debate with Jerry and myself, I said we're going to take it off because nobody really wants to join a website that is fairly new and have to pay just to join. So, we're kind of rethinking things around that. If you wanted to join and do your thing and you wanted some money for your efforts, there's donation button activation where you put in your PayPal. So, we can all give and take here and there, and give and take with credible information to help this be more credible as it progresses is certainly a thing. So this is a video blog, out there. I'll do a official video soon on. I think I'll do a GoFundMe. All right. Certainly. What did I recently say about cults? The first thing a cult does is tell you every single person is lying except for the cult itself. Donald Trump's favourite news network is Fox News. But now he's saying Fox News is unwatchable and tells his cult to watch other networks. But he's always the first to tell you and dictate to you who's got the fake news and who hasn't. And I think there is a lot of fake news out there, don't get me wrong, but he always tells you what you shouldn't watch. He doesn't, when he tells you what you shouldn't watch, he's giving you details because it doesn't marry up with his worldview or his narrative. When he tells you what you should watch, he doesn't give you details. He says, Fox News, he was always a fan of it. Fox News would be great to watch this and that. But he's like he's dictating to these newsfeed outlets what they, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't say that. That's not true, that's not true. But he doesn't say, you got something right here and there. So, that kind of feedback, that mantra that fills people's minds, particularly naive individuals, they're not thinking critically about, okay, CNN might have got this and this wrong, but they got this and this right. It seems so because this point of data, that point of data backed up what they said. It doesn't. I don't like CNN. I think it's crap. I don't like a lot of the American news feeds, and even the UK ones as well. But he doesn't give you reasoning at all. He doesn't want his followers to address reasoning, context, and so on. He wants anything out there to be a narrative that bigs him up, that supports him, that makes him look fantastic in the eyes of his naive cult followers. Very much so. The first thing, he gets into office, it was like fake news, fake news, fake news. The first thing a cult does is tell you everyone is lying. He's a cult leader. That's what he is. Prove me wrong, with something that's credible and holds some water and points of data, right? And cult leaders are not known for factual information that can back itself up. They like to lie. They like to subvert facts because truth is a threat to their games and so on. Truth runs in a straight line, or probably the least a path of least resistance, at least, yeah, just like lightning. um, I don't know. I was looking for a metaphor, but basically, you know, truth runs the shortest distance. It's just is. When things just are the way they are, you know, it's easy to say, "Hey, here's the data." But when things are dismissed as the way they are in order to manipulate people, and then on top of that, you're manipulating them to make an individual look amazing in naive people's minds. It's just a complete foggy standpoint. People do not know what information source to trust anymore. They go circle back to the original source that told them, "Oh, don't trust this, trust that," which would be Trump in this case. That's how they get entrapped, because the mindset then is, "Oh, I'm confused about this," and they forget they're confused because of what they're told by the cult leader to start with, and they come back, and then the cult leader, if there's any threat to what these originally said, it doesn't care about consistency and truth. He was always a supporter of Fox News. Now he's saying unwatchable. First thing a cult does is tell you everyone's lying and they're the only ones telling the truth. That's why you have to have him out of office. Sure, sleepy Joe Biden might not be a great president. It's going to be better than Trump. Seriously. I mean, this buffoonery is dangerous. This refusal, I don't know what's happened lately. Somebody told me he's accepted to concede. I don't know, maybe that might even have been true when I was making the videos saying he's failing to concede. Because so much happens in a short space of time, it's hard to keep up sometimes. Regardless, somebody who claims to be cheated by the system as well, when there's no evidence of it. Okay, we get authorities to look at it. Department of Justice, again, no evidence of it. His narcissistic personality won't allow him to come and go and say, "Yes, I do my concede speech," right? Because in Trump's view, that's humiliation right there. He lost. He doesn't like losing. He did a term. Big deal. Just because you've done one term, it doesn't mean that everyone's lying so to subvert you doing another term. What it means is you fucking lost. If it's really that bad, your voting system, don't you think something would have been done about it already by now? If it's really that bad, if you're really that's such a great country, wouldn't you be fixing things like that? What Trump's doing is very un-American. To any of his followers is suck-ups, not necessarily his followers. Some people might follow him for whatever reason. They might vote because they want a president to go longer term so that it'll pan out, so to speak. They want the individual to learn how to be a president, because he's done a lot of fuckery though. You think Obama split the two parties away from each other? Trump's done a far worse job. He's made that worse. He's made it far, far worse. These two parties should not be at war with each other. That's dangerous. They should be debating, collaborating, trying to learn why one side would do one thing and the other, what their viewpoints are, how to move forward. But no, they're just, you have complete disconnect here and then. very little cohesion, you know. Very self-destructive. What's going on, you know. Again, that's why Trump needs to be gone. You need a president that brings those parties together, and I think Biden will be able to do that. What else he'll be able to, I don't know. He does come across like an old granddad, sleepy and not much energy. However, what he says and what he does is more important than him seeming like he hasn't got much energy. What Trump says and what he does is Trump blurts out garbage all the time, ridiculous, and he'd look far more intelligent if he just shut the fuck up and let the experts explain. But he doesn't like to surround himself with experts, I don't think, because of that narcissistic personality. He knows best. His word goes, and so on, in his mind. Right? I think. That's dangerous. I don't see those traits coming from Biden. That's a positive. Again, I'm not saying he could be a good president because he's kind of like an old granddad. But again, I've heard sense and sensibility from him. The way he's talked, he's backed up what he's said, and it's consistent. It's not this random crap that Trump would keep blurting out, and he fills it out with a lot of hot air that doesn't prove anything. The same with the accusations on the voting. He keeps talking voter fraud. He keeps using keywords to raise emotion within his followers, but he doesn't raise any critical thinking process of how does this happen, where's the proof, and what state had the most votes, and why is the numbers there, why does it seem like they've been skewed, and so on. Signature, he doesn't give you layered details at all, because why does he do that? Because he has no proof, that's why. He just gives you keywords to raise emotion. You can't raise critical thinking without proof. You can't raise logical consistency or consistent logic without proof. This is what trolls and haters online try to move away from. They make an emotional claim, and they don't give you the details because they don't have them. I'm still waiting for this dimwit on Twitter to come back with me with proof of his or her claims. And I know they won't come back with it, but they were making a claim about somebody, and I've asked them to come back with claims, and then they go, oh, it's not for me to mention names. If it's not for you to mention particular names or details on things, why claim there's a problem in the first place? Are you scared of mentioning particular names? Do we see Trump doing details like that? He'll mention a name and then give you emotional keywords, that raise emotion. He won't give you details as to why he thinks a certain way about people. He's a cult leader. He's a bullshitter. He's a narcissistic prick, like I said in my previous video on the other channel. Funny how I got my subscribers went down right after doing that video. And that's all right. People come and go, but it was I'm thinking like right on point. Doing a video like that, it's all fine, and then drops downward. But I don't look for I don't beg for subscriptions. But again, if you wanted to help the project out with some that encourages critical thinking, tries to move away from confirmation bias, wants to curate the best content to put out there, something that the news channels are not really doing, curating best critical analysis of things. Some are better at it than others. Um, but that mantra that went around, at first I was glad that there was a president that pushed that mantra out of fake news. Now I'm a bit sick of it because everything's fake news now, according to Trump. If and only if the news doesn't paint him in the best light in his worldview, in his mind. If it tells you this, and this that Trump has done is unwise because of this, and this set of data, whatever, if it backs itself up, it tends to give a response from him in which he just uses a fake news mantra. Again, let's go back to the original viewpoint. The first thing a cult does is tell you that everyone is lying except for the cult itself, particularly the cult leader. That's what Trump is. He is a cult leader. He's not a president. You need to ditch the cult-like mentality in America that is based on emotion, not factual information. You need a better education system because cult leaders then wouldn't be so easily followed. You need a revolution in America. Good luck, America. Because this is like a deck of cards just falling. I don't know what the metaphor would be, but it's falling apart. It really is. I think it is. There's my analysis, if you will, of the fuckery of today, fuckery of America. Again, I will probably sometime next year, as we progress through any thread of hopeful video calling, I'll get back to you on that definitely, because that's a great bonus. I think that will be more attractive combined with the other things that we have in place for the website itself, and maybe we can get more members then. People will be far more interested. Sign up now is a couple of clicks, by the way. It does this random thing, random password, random username, but it takes you to your account page where you can change all that, edit, and so on. Peace out, take care, and I'll look forward to doing another video soon. Cheers, bye.